this year, we've taken over 50 rock samples, over 100 sort of soil samples and stream sediment samples. And this builds upon the geophysics we've done at the project. And it's a very large project.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now is Jason Bahnsen. He is the CEO of Happy Creek Minerals. And Jason, good to see you again. How are you?
Good morning, Steve. I'm great and a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so the company out with a news release talking about some work you've done on the Silver Boss and the Hen DL projects, and it's basically that old school on the ground geology work. Is that right, Jason?
That's right. We've been really doing all the sort of groundwork to sort of ground truth some drill targets that we have. And so over the past this year, we've taken over 50 rock samples, over 100 sort of soil samples and stream sediment samples. And this builds upon the geophysics we've done at the project. And it's a very large project that's over 170 square kilometers in total. It's one contiguous. And like you mentioned, it does group a number of projects. The Silver Boss, which is a project that surrounds the old Boss Mountain molybdenum mine that ran from 1965 till the early 80s. And we have a number of targets there. So the work we've done, we're getting to a stage that we're ready to drill a number of these sort of targets, and it's very prospective for copper, for gold as well, molybdenum, around the boundary of the old Boss Mountain mine as well.
Yeah, and on the Hen and also the Hen DL property, you actually found two large boulders that showed some pretty interesting results that seem to think that you're potentially on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting. Here we came across this boulder. It's about 3.5 by 2.5 by 2.5 meters, and it's been transported from we think from an area proximal to a large thrust fault called the Eureka Thrust Fault. And one of the things that we sampled this boulder, and we found significant levels of nickel, chromium, cobalt, and platinum, and we hadn't seen the chromium and cobalt on this property before, certainly. So I mean, it's just the extent of mineralization. We have some epithermal systems, we got skarn mineralization, potentially a large copper porphyry as well. And we have a number of sort of targets identified and that we've firmed up through this sort of groundwork, including there's gold and silver targets around the old Silver Boss shaft, what we call the Horsetail Zone that we've taken samples from and done IP and mag on. That's very prospective for copper and molybdenum and gold. And then it's kind of hard to look at it without the map, but there's what we call the 10 Mile Creek. And this is on the northern boundary of the Ex-Noranda molybdenum mine there. And it's over 3 kilometers in sort of strike length and very good sort of grades of molybdenum. So, and then combined in the north of the project, we have the Gus copper anomaly, which is over 4.5 kilometers. So it's a really interesting project. It's very large scale. There's something driving the system driving this mineralization there. And the next stage is really to put a drill to it. So, this is, another one of our projects. We've been recently talking about our program at the Fox Tungsten project as well. And also, Highland Valley, where we have an exposure through the sale we've done to Metal Energy. And they are on the ground right now doing their geophysical work up at Highland Valley in the snow. So things are progressing, and I think we're going to see more activity.
Yeah, and Jason, lastly, is that the plan for 2025 is to get the drill going in certain areas?
Yeah, that's right. Well, all this ground, both Fox and Hen Art DL and Silver Boss are all on one contiguous lease that we call the Caribou, our Caribou projects. And so we plan to do some drilling. Fox is a priority. So is Silver Boss. So this is a company that is no shortage of targets and great assets, and it's just getting focused and getting the program going on all of them one at a time, really. But
Yeah,
so we're
absolutely.
excited.
It's good to have a lot of things in play, that's for sure, Jason. Thanks very much. Great to catch up with you, and good to see you, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks. Bye bye.
Jason Bonson, the CEO of Happy Creek Minerals.